Hello everyone, welcome back to the vidIQ Friday Feeling live stream. Back after, I believe, a 3-week hiatus, as many of the vidIQ team, including myself, were on travels, and I'll tell you a little bit more about that later. But yeah, hello everyone, it's good to be back in the office, a chance to relax a little bit and just hang out with you guys in this very casual, informal setting. If you're brand new to the vidIQ live stream, then this is the Friday Feeling. We're just going to hang out, have some general chit chat, and yeah, it's going to be all pretty casual. And if you are on the live stream right now, make sure to, if I get my finger pointing right, say hello on the chat here, and I will say hello to you back. Because often when I do live streams, I'm very much concentrating on what I'm doing, whether it be a channel review or an interview. But in this one, I'm looking directly at your chats to say hello. And of course, we have all the usual people here, including the Doberman guy, one of the moderators. Hello to you, Heather. Also here, Plain Apple 287, Nerf Films. I believe I did a channel review of your channel on Tuesday. The Dan, welcome to you, Sensational Life. Beanie Draws, hello to you, the fellow Tim Schmoyer Patreon. The Tube 2.0, Musarat, Zubini, I think Bundog Trucking, Pancho Vow, look, lots of people joining in. And the first super chat here from @Reef. Hello to you. You're saying please help with your channel. What questions do you have about your channel? And I'll be more than happy to try and give you some general advice here on the casual live stream. Bob Studios, hello to you. Yo, TMC Kids, hello. Bundog Trucking, I can't remember if I've already said that, but hello to you again twice if I have. Bejan Treasure, Clash with PC Gamer Indian, Vin Lion 24, I'm doing well with my pronunciations here as well. Elsoft Guy, I think, hello to you. Illy Productions, MDMD, lots of emojis there with flowers and thumbs up and okays. Thank you to that unique hello from you. The Arif E-Top Channel, Bright Bong, Kit Slamart. Lots of people joining in on this live stream, and thank you very much for taking the time out of your, I don't know, is it going to be a busy Friday or a casual Friday for you? Do let me know. I want to know where you are in the world right now and see who's the most far-flung from the vidIQ remote office here in Vancouver. I think often we have one of our moderators from Seoul, so like pretty much the other side of the world, and usually joins in at 2 a.m. That's a brilliant. So yeah, let me know where you are in the world. And wow, another super chat coming in here from @Reef, who's asking. So we'll just jump straight into this first question. How can I improve my quality of work to get more visibility? I do unboxing and product reviews. Okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to try and just quickly find your channel and maybe give you a little bit of advice here if I can find it. We don't usually do channel reviews on this broadcast, but I do try and let it be a bit more interactive on the Friday casual live stream. So if people are happy to ask questions, I will try and answer them as best as I can. So I'm just looking at your channel very quickly here. We'll bring it up on screen if we can. There we are. So this is @Reef's channel, and he's asking how he could potentially improve his channel. So folks, if you want to join in on this quick conversation that we're going to have about improving a channel, then by all means do so. I think the good things that you're doing, first of all, is that you've got 10,000 subscribers already, which is fantastic news. You're unboxing @Reef for life. Maybe that's a little too unclear what your channel's about, and maybe you could include some channel art that includes you unboxing something, maybe a product inside that box, just to give a bit more visual key to what your channel is potentially about. Looking at your thumbnails, they all seem pretty good and artistically done, very professional. I like the fact that you're including channel logo there in the top right, which is good. I guess the one problem may be with doing unboxings is that you're constantly jumping from product to product. So a person may be interested in fast memory card in 2008, the Sony XDXS UHS card, but are they going to be interested in a MacBook Pro cover for a MacBook? Maybe they don't have a MacBook, so it doesn't really appeal to them. So you're always going to be jumping from topic to topic, which makes it difficult to get a core audience. People are just sort of coming in for what they're interested in and then moving on. So I'm just going to have a look at what your most popular videos are, which are, wow, you had one of 2.5 million views here of asking Alexa. So I would have definitely been jumping on board with more videos about Alexa when you had that viral video, which did absolutely brilliantly. Even though you are going to maybe drift away from your unboxings generally, whenever you have successful videos, double down on it. And this really was an opportunity where maybe you would have got 10,000 views or 100,000 views from a follow-up video. Like questions you should maybe ask Alexa, or another theme or topic when Alexa was really popular that may have been useful for you. So those are the quick tips I could give you. I mean, what you may want to do is come back on a Tuesday, and we'll do a channel audit if you're in there, and we have the opportunities to do that. And maybe we can look at your channel in more detail. But otherwise, some generally good stuff there. You're just moving through many different topics, and I think that's kind of difficult to get a core audience. And perhaps you need to be... I'd have to watch a specific video about this, but you'd have to be, I guess, making sure that you are the strong personality on the channel to get people repeating subscribers, viewers becoming subscribers, and then fans of your work rather than the products that you're covering. And I think that's the best advice I can give you in a quick 5-minute summary as I go through a quick channel review there. And I hope there was some fantastic comments and contributions there. And unfortunately, as I was reviewing that channel, I didn't have a chance to look at the chat. So I'm sorry to repeat myself, but if you do want to let me know again where you are in the world and what time it is, I'll certainly read them out this time. I've just seen somebody ask me to do a dab. I'm terrible at doing this, but... hey ho, it's Friday, it's a casual live stream. There you go. I hope that was a good rendition of it. Hello there, Pam. I just see you were joining in the live stream there, saying hello. Hello to you. And yeah, so again, thank you very much for the final super chat there from @Reef. Yeah, so join us again on Tuesday. We don't do channel reviews on Tuesday depending on super chats, just to stress that. That's more done on community contribution during the live stream. But I'll be happy to go through the channel in more detail because it looks as if there's some good stuff there. Anyway, here we are. Sensational Life. You are coming to the vidIQ live stream from Maryland, I believe, which is on the east coast of the US. I'm trying to get my geography right there. So you'll be 3 hours ahead. Pam is from Paisley in Scotland, and my brother lives in Edinburgh, so I do have some links to Scotland there. See for Yourself is in Delhi, India, so that's the furthest west, no, the furthest east so far, 11:37 there. Musarat Zubari is in Pakistan, it's 11:07 there. So in India, it looks to be 12.5 hours in front, which is quite unusual. I bet you have some interesting time differences there. Trying to sync yourself with everybody else in the world. The Duo and the Dog is coming from London. Bundog Tricking is there in Arizona. How hot is it there right now? Hello to Amanda Allotments, by the way. I've just seen you popping up. It's good to see you again here on the live stream. Minding Freedom, thank you very much for the kind words there. And you are coming to us from Germany. Willkommen. That's like, yeah, this is 101 terrible welcoming people in foreign languages. That's probably the best I can do. Cookie Man Boy, still the best username I've ever seen on a YouTube channel, and it's 708 there in London. Doberman is from Gaithersburg, MD. He lived there for 2 years, but I believe he lives in Portugal these days, and I'd love to talk a little bit more to the Doberman guy, because although he is one of the moderators here at vidIQ, we reviewed, I think his channel was one of the first we reviewed, and at the time I think he was getting like 100 or 200 views a day possibly, and since the channel review, whether he's taken these tips on board that I gave him, his channel has increased by like 10x in terms of views and watch time, which is sensational, and it really could be a good opportunity for a case study in the future. Anyway, Kit Slam Art, Saskatoon, Canada. Vancouver, Canada here. Hello to you there. Where else have we got? Your pronunciation of Willkommen was actually great. Thank you, Mindful Freedom. I did do German or Deutsch in secondary school, but I was absolutely terrible at it there. And Doberman's saying that it is 9 minutes past 7 there in Portugal, which I believe is the same time as in the UK. And I think Beanie Draws has now got the record for the most hardcore supporter of vidIQ this morning for him, because it's 4 a.m. That presumably is in what, Sydney? Could it be Sydney? Yeah, I'm trying to work out my time zones, because Vancouver is 8 hours behind London, and then Sydney or parts of Australia are 10 hours, 9 hours in front of Australia. So credit to you for being up at 4 o'clock in the morning. I hope you don't have insomnia. Yeah, so lots of people here from different areas. Bajan Treasure is in Barbados. I hope it's beautiful weather right there. Beanie Draws, thank you for confirming. You are in Melbourne. The closest I've been to Melbourne is Canberra, and it was quite a boring place in terms of entertainment, but going through all the government buildings and whatnot was quite interesting, actually, as a tourist from there. Toxic Chris, it is, I guess, 7 o'clock there in Newcastle, England. If you're a football supporter, I'm a Huddersfield Town supporter, and you beat my team last week. And it's getting quite stressful down at the bottom of the Premier League. Hello there, Bad Plays D from England. Hello to you there. Right, okay, let's move on to another topic here. One that I always like to discuss with you, because it is the Friday feeling and the weekend is approaching. Now, for some of us, the work day for the work week is video creating, but then the weekend is time for a bit of R&R, rest and relaxation. I want to know whether you this weekend are going to be making some videos, or whether or not you're going to be taking a break from this thing that we call YouTube. Me personally, it has been an insane last month. I was traveling to San Diego for a conference there. Then 2 weeks ago, many of the vidIQ team were at VidCon Europe. If you were there, do say hello in the chat. And then the whole vidIQ team went to Spain for a bit of a corporate retreat to decide the future and the vision of the company. And that was up until last Friday. So I've been back at work hard on new video content, which you should start seeing next week here on vidIQ. And I'm definitely going to take a rest. It is WrestleMania weekend, and I must admit I'm a closet wrestling fan. Very much a fan of the old 80s, 90s wrestling, but I always tune in for the big wrestling events over the when they happen on pay-per-view. So let me know what you are doing this weekend. Cookie Man Boy says, I think he's saying that you are going to be making more videos. Savvy Ice is, you won't be making any videos, but you're live streaming later today. What type of live streaming do you do? Do you enjoy doing it? I'm slowly gaining confidence, I think, over the 3 months that we have been live streaming. I'm sure you'll maybe note that my delivery and the way I can relax a little more in front of camera on live streams, and I'm not too worried about the mistakes I make. I think that's certainly improving. But at the same time, when you're talking for an hour straight, it can be exhausting. So I need to remember to take a rest. And what, folks, do I need to do? Is have a drink from a cup which is not invisible today. This is, depending on what type of colour cup I use, this sort of blends into the background, even though it's not blue, green. But yeah, it's nice. I'm going to have a drink and see if I can make a horrible sound effect noise as I drink. That's the sound my brother makes when he's supping coffee from a cup, and it really gets on my nerves. Minding Freedom. I will live stream on Saturday to connect with the community. Sunday is a rest day. Brilliant. It's always good to connect with your community as much as possible, whether it's through social media or directly through live streams, just like this. Sav Ice is saying that they live stream video games. Wow, you live stream video games for 4 to 6 hours straight. That is hardcore. Just an interesting question. Does anybody watch your live streams for 5 to 6 hours? And I'm wondering here, question for you. If I live streamed like for an entire day on vidIQ, like an 8-hour live stream, would anybody watch the entirety of it? That might be an interesting challenge to do in the future. Sensational Life is telling me and telling us that you'll be working on your channel as always, going to start my lovely weekend Saturday live stream. So it's great to hear that a lot of you are in the live streaming strand of YouTubing now. I've recommended it before on some of the videos I've done here at vidIQ. It really helps with watch time and really connects with your community. If you look at it from this point of view, we've probably got, 20, 30, 40 people in this live stream at the moment. And if you all watch it for an hour, that's 40 hours of watch time gained from really not that much editing, because none of this really requires any, well, it requires all this technical setup of all the graphics you see here, which I'm pretending to look at, but it's actually invisible as I look at it. I can only see it on screen here. But yeah, once that's set up and you're live streaming, there is no real editing process. You can just talk to your fans directly. And yeah, if you're able to connect with them in a meaningful way, which I hope is what happens here at the casual Friday feeling live stream, then you can get some live stream watch time, which is brilliant. Kit Slamart is working on some videos for sure, and you say that your videos are art videos, so are you doing like live stream drawing, or is it like a time-lapse drawing? I know Beanie Draws, who, if he's still in the live chat here, does similar things. How does that work out for you? Savvy ISO telling me a bit more about the live stream. A few loyal subs will watch the whole stream, but you can usually gain 5 to 10 subs streaming that alone. Well, that's interesting as well. Guess new fans finding your content through live stream notifications and maybe subscribing to your channel. So maybe that's a tactic I haven't really talked about in a video before, that people joining live streams, and maybe if I start reading out their comments, if they're not subscribed, that really does infuse a passion in them, and like it's a fire in their heart to know that they've been acknowledged by the video creator, and it may cause them to subscribe. So if anybody's not subscribed, this is an interesting question. If anybody's not currently subscribed to vidIQ in the chat, do let me know. I'm not going to try and give you the hard sell and subscribe to the channel. I'm just interested to know how you've reached this live stream if you're not subscribed currently. And also continue to let me know what you're doing in this weekend. Doberman Guy's saying that Tuesday. Okay, you're saying that the channel review is Tuesday. Carlos, you're coming from Brazil. Hello to you there. Beanie Draws is still here. It's good to hear. He's just listening in the background, but I guess whenever I mention his name, it's like, oh, he's mentioned my name. I must type something because vidIQ is showing him a bit of attention. So hello to you again, once again, Beanie Draws. Oh, you found me through Daryl Leaves. That's interesting. Also, what was that, through Daryl Leaves' video? That would be interesting to know. Hopefully, Daryl may be doing some videos on vidIQ very shortly. And Tim Schmoyer, of course, yes, and no doubt through Patreon you may have found us. Jones Films asks, besides this graphic here, do you have any others for this stream? I'm not sure what you're asking. Are you asking about the graphics here on screen? Like, how do I do them? This is all done through OBS. Basically, building a background through Photoshop. Very relatively simple, and then you add different scenes. So this scene that you see right here is basically the webcam. That one over there is using a tool which allows you to create a live stream custom chat box. And there is a big question now about whether I should keep this chat box, because even on replays of live streams now, YouTube does put this live chat real time as you replay it. But the one problem is how does this translate to mobile devices? Because I know a lot of people watch these live streams through mobile devices, and that live chat doesn't necessarily translate that well to a mobile device. But that's still something that I need to do a bit more research on. So any comments there about what you're doing at the weekend, or are we moving on to other topics? I'm happy to talk about whatever you want. I just try and steer the conversation in a particular direction if there's not much chat going on, but it seems as if there's lots of comments coming up here. So let's just go chat for a while. Instead of me asking you some questions, for the next 10 to 15 minutes, I'm going to try and read some of your questions, whatever they may be, and I will try and answer them for you. So the first one is going to be from Himashu Vlogs, you're a big question. You're a big fan. I have a question about YouTube notification. Okay, if you've got a question, fire it away. I haven't quite seen what the question is yet. Champagne Twist is spending the weekend filming content followed by a complete revamp of my YouTube channel and laptop. That sounds like a lot of work, but it's always good to refresh if you feel as if your channel's pivoting in a different direction or it needs a new lease of life. Good luck with that. There's plenty of tips online, and if you want some tips about how to revamp your channel, maybe watch one of our channel reviews, because it always gives you a lot of information about what's good for channel layouts and what's bad or missing, and it's often that the channel banner doesn't really convey the message of your channel, and playlists are often sorted, and thumbnails lack consistency potentially in channels. So maybe think about all that as you're putting together your channel if you are revamping it. Cookie Man Boy asking, how do you get 1,000 subs? So the way to get 1,000 subs is, let's quickly go through this. Make sure that your channel has a clear message. You know who your audience is and what the value of that message is to your audience to keep them coming back for more content, to subscribe to your content. Don't jump from many different topics. For example, if you're interested in video games, wrestling, and Walking Dead, that's fantastic, but is your audience going to be interested in all three of them? Probably not. What's your most passionate topic of those three? Really talk about that topic in as much detail as possible, with as much passion as possible, because when you talk about something with passion, you know more about that topic because you're passionate about it, you speak about it with more passion, and the audience sees that passion in the content that you deliver. You can also use calls to action. So you can see here, if I can get my finger pointing right, there is a call to action here that's appearing maybe every minute to subscribe to the channel, and it may just persuade people to subscribe to the channel. There's a water branding mark probably down in the bottom. I'm terrible at poking. There's a watermark down in the bottom right hand corner. Make sure that's like a subscribe button, and introduce it 45 seconds into the video as a visual distraction prompt call to action. You can also set up a subscription link to your channel. I can't remember exactly what it is, but that will help you when people click on that link. It doesn't take viewers or potential subscribers to your channel. It takes them to the channel with a big, huge subscribe to my channel pop-up box before they can do anything. Bit distracting, but it can work. For all of that information and like another 5 or 6 tips on how to get 1,000 subscribers, make sure you go to the appropriate video, which I think there's probably a link in the description, and it's certainly on our vidIQ channel. Sido YT, how to make 1 billion, is that £1 billion from YouTube, sell lots of Logan Paul merch, or something along those lines. Andy Bailey, thank you very much for the super chat there, and you're donating in British pound sterling, which is great because we may be able to use that here as somebody originally from the UK. Top content thumbnail maker is my most used thing, and that's fantastic to hear. We do, of course, have the custom thumbnail maker, if that's what you're talking about, here at vidIQ. I think it's free to use as far as I remember. It's a very good way to quickly make thumbnails if you don't have tools or you're not that proficient in making thumbnails. And Andy Bailey, fantastic that you use it. You're more than welcome. Champagne Twist, yeah, you more than I appreciate more the tips that we give you. I'm very thankful for that. JJR Survival, hello to you too. Welcome to the chat. Maybe you were a little late. Do you think it's better to do vids about what you like to do or what the viewers like to see, if that makes sense? Okay, good question. So, yeah, if you make some videos that get more views than usual on your channel, let's say you usually get 100 views per video, and then you have a video that gets 1,000 views, then you really need to pay attention to what YouTube is telling you about that video. For whatever reason, it surfaced that video more than any usual video. It's saying that you're some authority on that subject, and you need to double down if you can and produce more content on that particular topic. If that steers you away from what you're passionate about for maybe a couple of videos, well, that's okay. You're experimenting, you're seeing what your audience clicks with, and it may be that you have to take your channel in that direction a little bit. But Before you have that success, you want to be covering the videos that the content that you're most passionate about. Tom Tech, €2 from you. So we're getting all sorts of denominations here. I really would like some Bitcoin super chat, if that was possible, just in case you donate two Bitcoin, a Bitcoin's worth of $2, and then they turn into $20,000. That would be really appreciated. But yeah, nice stream. You're more than welcome. Thank you for joining the live stream here. And I do appreciate all these super chats, and this is the great opportunity here on this live stream to talk to you about your super chats. Minding Freedom asks, can I grow my YouTube channel by just live streaming? I'm currently working to establish an interview format. Is it possible to build my audience from that? I think that's going to be a struggle, because you're asking your audience to always watch videos like almost on demand. Well, not on demand, like watch a video at this time. So when I'm live streaming. So unless you're going to really schedule your live streams to a specific time all the time, then you're kind of limiting your potential reach, because for whatever reason, live stream videos don't perform well once they've completed as a live stream. Maybe it's because viewers see that the length of a live stream, however good the content is, and think, I can't be bothered spending 40 minutes watching a live stream. What you can do, though, is with the live stream content, you could repurpose some of it. So let's say you've got 2 minutes of a really interesting interview that you think would work well as a standalone video. You could take that and edit it down and then re-upload it as a separate point. Maybe it's something, let's say we're talking about how to grow your YouTube channel, and somebody gives us a really good answer about how to put titles on your videos, and it lasts like 5 minutes from a 40-minute live stream. You could take that clip, turn it into a video by itself, and then at the end of it, you could say, hey, check out the full interview here, or just clip more parts of the interview. And that's something that I was doing with the vidIQ interviews to some success in the past. So yeah, just another way to repurpose content, and then that's shorter videos which have a better chance of having more reach on a general basis. So I hope that's a helpful answer. Loot Suits, doing a cut down of a live stream is super helpful. So yeah, just confirming there. My tip, if like what I could do there is the question that you just asked. I've spent maybe 2 or 3 minutes talking about it. I could then clip that from this live stream, and then the title would be can live streams, could you live off live streams only on a YouTube channel? I probably have to think a little bit more about that title, but that's like 4 or 5 minutes worth of content in itself. The Doberman guy asks us, do you know if inserting a graphic as a sponsorship in a video is a violation of YouTube terms or not? YouTube is very clear about this because of a sponsorship feature. Inserting a graphic as a sponsorship. I'm not 100% what you would mean by that. Like inserting it in the entire video. I think as long as you're clear that a video includes sponsored content, which is something that I think you need to do in the description, as you say, there's more official checkboxes and stuff you can do. I wouldn't say that's necessarily an issue. I mean, you could say that all the videos we do at vidIQ do have sponsorship in themselves, as we sponsor our own content effectively. But maybe you might need to be a bit more clear on that. And I guess you could experiment with that in one video, and if YouTube do clamp down, then just maybe don't do it again in future videos. But it's always difficult for YouTube to monitor every single video, and I'm sure they've got much bigger problems with all the, how could I put this, controversial content that they've got up to be potentially worrying about a sponsorship graphic in a video, which I don't think is against terms of service, as long as you make it clear that your content does have some sponsorship in it. Hishaman Shoe Vlogs asks, how to optimize my channel to get recommended to others as a recommendation notification to... How to optimize my channel to get recommended to others as a recommendation notification to who are not my subscribers. Okay, so I think you're talking about how to get your videos as recommended in the suggested columns of other videos, and that is to really become an authority on a particular topic. I mean, I can only talk about my experiences here, but I did a lot of videos in the past about how to record your iPhone screen, and I just produced like at least 200 videos on the subject over the course of 2 years, I think. And so as I did more and more videos, and because not many other video creators were covering that topic in such detail, YouTube decided that I was the authority on that topic. So if you search now for that search term, how to record iPhone screens, you'll find me at the top of a list. And whenever other people do videos on a subject, I'm more or less always in the suggested videos, just through the sheer volume of videos I did and the, I guess, yeah, the authority that I placed in it. But that took a very long time to do. It wasn't an overnight success. It was like 6 to 12 months of a lot of video making on the subject. But that's one way that you can become more suggested, and that you become the authority. You've just got to find what that topic is, and you've got to really niche down and think about what that might be. Okay, what else do we have here? Yeah, so the Doberman Guide, like this video is sponsored. Like, I recently watched a video from Nerd City, and they're sponsored by Squarespace now, and they put that at the very, like the first 5 seconds of the video, that this video is sponsored by Squarespace. Then it goes on to the content, and then at the very end there's like 30 seconds to a minute's worth of sponsorship material. Now, let me just stress, this live stream is not sponsored by Squarespace. Their other website providers are available. Savvy Ice is saying, I actually had a video that was getting recommended often on another YouTuber's particular video, and now it has over 30,000 views. So yeah, you're absolutely right there. If you can get suggested videos and get in that column on really popular videos, that is one of the fastest, best ways to grow a channel very quickly. Yeah, so just one more thing from the Doberman guy. Linus, so Linus Tips is a massive tech channel, has the sponsorship feature enabled. I mean, for small channels below 10,000 subscribers. Yeah, I think if you're a smaller channel, just work the best you can if you don't have the official YouTube features, and just make sure you put it in a description that it's a sponsored content, and maybe a quick 3 seconds on the video just to ensure that it is sponsored there. Digital Jedi Master is asking, who isn't sponsored by Squarespace? Yes, absolutely. They're obviously... No, Minding Freedom, this video is not sponsored by Squarespace. Let me just stress that. I don't know why this company is getting so much exposure on this live stream, and we need to nip that in the bud now. So I'm not going to mention that company's name ever again on this live stream, and you can guarantee that. And if I do make a mistake, I'm going to have to bleep myself out or something. Instant Hub asks, how to start getting views if you're a small channel? Okay, so if I ask you this question, Instant Hub, I want you to answer this question if you can in the chat, and I'll try and keep an eye on it. What are you really passionate about? That's a question to you. Let me know what your answer is. Musarat asks, do you make a video according to your region, or can you make anything? YouTube is global. We've got a global audience. I'm here in Vancouver, Canada. vidIQ is an American company, but we get a huge audience from India and Europe. So we make this video to try and be as global as possible, as best we can. Bandit Rates, I make short documentaries, says, I spend hundreds of hours making each video. I do not fit the niche of a daily or weekly videos. I can only post one per month. So you have this classic issue of you spend hundreds of hours making what might be called hero content, and then you've got nothing in between. So do you have any way to keep your audience engaged in between those videos? These might be like short, very quickly done vlog style videos on what's coming up in your documentary, or maybe you can do a trailer on the documentary that you're doing, or maybe you can do a response video to comments from your previous content just to keep the viewers engaged. Obviously, unfortunately, I don't know how many subscribers you've got or how popular your videos are. Yeah, that's the best way I can suggest it, because we have this from animators and people who do drawing videos, that they spend hours on content which is only a few minutes long, and then like the YouTube watch time is one of the most important factors. And if you do this glorious documentary, but it's only 6 minutes long, and you spent 100 hours putting it together. What's the return on investment there? So you may want to think of maybe in between content, just to keep that consistency and flow of videos to keep your audience engaged. Hello there, Kids versus Dads Gaming. Welcome to the live stream. You are 35 minutes late. Tom Tech, super chat again, €5. Thank you. Speaking of being a video creator, vidIQ is the tool to do it. Check it out at the link below. Yeah, so thank you. This video is now officially sponsored by vidIQ from the audience. Well done. Brilliant stuff there. Bandana Kitchen, hello to you. Still waiting for that response from the person who I asked, what are you most passionate about? Hopefully we'll get an answer from them. Loot Suits, doing editing live streams has helped us out a ton on Twitch if you have a specific task you're working on and you think people could learn from. So yeah, again, it sounds like you're repurposing content, using it multiple times in different formats to have an effect. I highly recommend it if you can do so. All right, not picking up too many questions now, so I want to ask you a question as we're over halfway through this live stream. What have been your success stories recently on YouTube? I always love to give shout outs to people who are having positive, productive progress with their channels. And if you want to talk about it now, then let us know in the comments and I'll certainly read them out. Quickly from vidIQ, we passed 150,000 subscribers recently. Thanks to every one of you who subscribe to the channel, on the way to 200,000 subscribers, and we thank you very much for your support. Question here from Savice, just before we talk about the success stories, because you're now throwing a question back at me, which is a brilliant question. What are you passionate about, Rob? Well, I'm passionate about helping you grow your channels. It's absolutely awe-inspiring to know that vidIQ and the vidIQ YouTube channel has had a positive impact on your YouTube journey, because I know as a YouTuber myself, I grew a channel, the Video Gadgets channel, from 0 subscribers to 100,000 subscribers. It took about 6 years. There was a lot of peaks and troughs throughout that time, like periods in 1 year when I gained 70,000 subscribers, but in another year I barely gained any subscribers. So I know how hard the struggle is at times. But it's also a creating, rewarding process. It's like had the biggest influence on my career ever, allow me to come and work for vidIQ, and that's what I passionately want to share with you folks to hopefully get you to go in the same direction. If you're really passionate about video creating and you have a message of value that you want to spread to the world, that's what I'm passionate in helping you do. I hope that was a good enough answer for you. Cookie Man Boy, some celebrations now. You've hit 109 subscribers. Well done to you. Did you recently crack 100? I'd love to know. Cider YT, wow, fantastic news for you. 36,000 views in the past 48 hours. Was that from one of your videos going potentially viral? Brilliant to hear that. Savice grew over 300 subs in a recent video, which puts you at 400. So, wow, you've had one video that's got you 300 subscribers. Double down on that content. If you can produce another video similar to that, then get on that as soon as possible. Mussarat got 16 views on a SpongeBob meme in a day. Well done to you. Like, any views, anybody contributing to your content and growing your channel is brilliant. I look at it from this point of view. Like, sometimes the views just seem like numbers, but then if you put those numbers in a room, that's quite daunting. I was recently at the VidCon Europe convention, and I was with fellow colleagues sat up on a table in front of 200 people talking about YouTube growth tactics. And you suddenly realize 200 people is quite a lot, and if you can influence them in a positive manner and help them with their journey, even if you can't see those viewers. Like, I can't see any of you personally right now, but I know that hopefully you're really enjoying this chat, and we're all sharing in this growth aspect of YouTube and gaining confidence from it. Yeah, it's brilliant that you can hit any success stories on YouTube. Just like J4 Dimples, who hit 35 subscribers recently. Well done to you. Angelus 2700, you hit 10,000 subs and you are growing. Love the journey of YouTube. Can't wait to see where it takes me in a few years. Absolutely, you're well on the way. 10,000 is a significant step. You do have influence now, so make sure you use it in a positive aspect. Well, wow, what's this? If this is true, Visayas, you must have an enormous channel with hundreds of thousands of subscribers, because you're saying you got 99,000 views in an hour. I want to check this. Let's have a look. We'll just bring that up. See if I can find that video. Well, you're certainly not that channel, so I'd have to. Can you share the video? We'd love to see which one's getting 99,000 views in an hour. Beanie Draws is on the road to 16,000 subscribers, currently at 15,200-ish. Good luck to you on that road. I seem to remember that when you were talking in Tim's Patreon chats that you had taken a bit of a break, so are you back on it as full-time as you potentially can? The Doberman Guy's got 1,252 subs in the last 28 days, 127,000 minutes of watch time. That's halfway to getting into the YouTube partner program in terms of watch time. So congratulations to you, Doberman. Technical Neil hit 900 subscribers, just 100 away from 1,000 subscribers. We wish you all the best. Maybe you can get there in a month or two. Let us know in future live streams when you hit that target. Bandana Kitchen, now waiting for 4,000 hours of watch time monetization. As the last update I heard for people trying to get into a partner program was that they should have all of the current applications, or the ones from a couple of weeks ago, resolved by the end of April. But whether that happens, we don't know. Yeah, so a bit of research going on here from our community here, Kids vs. Dad Gaming. Checking the Visayas 14 channel doesn't have any views. Are you talking? Are you giving us fake news, as one infamous president of the United States might say? Cider YT is 5 subscribers away from 2,200 subscribers, I think. Congratulations to you. Bray Gaming, 25 subs away from 100. It's always fantastic to hear people on the different parts of their journey, and everybody starts at 0 views. Everybody starts at 0 subscribers, but everybody has the potential to be as big as they want to be with their passion. And just try and tackle any adversity on YouTube, and just remember that the videos that you make, they're always going to be watched by somebody, and if you can have a positive impact on them, then that's always better than, I guess, numerical totals. I think it was the analytics guy who said that don't judge yourself as a number, more think about the comments that you're receiving and the impact that it's having on their lives, more than any subscribers that you may get in a particular video. I'm waffling on a bit here, but hopefully you can see where I'm coming from there. VIP Man YT says, you're aiming for 10,000 by the end of the year. Do I think you can do it? How many subscribers you've got? Anyone can get 10,000 subscribers in, we have 9 months left. You've just got to have the hustle, grit, determination, follow the tips from vidIQ and all the other YouTube channel help sites there. And if you've got a message of value and you create good content, absolutely you can get to 10,000 subscribers. Bayesian Treasure is 25 subscribers away from 100. And your channel's only a month old. That's fantastic progress to reach 100 subscribers in less than a month. Well done to you, sir. Technical Neil is 87 subscribers away from 1,000, and 3,200 Bluont, if I pronounce your username right there, you are 107 subscribers away. So VIP Man, you already have 7,500 subscribers. You could hit 10,000 subscribers by the start of the summer, potentially, maybe in 2 or 3 months. So best of luck on that that road for you. Mini Bike Madness, it desperately needs 10,000 subscribers. Why do you need 10,000 subscribers? Do let us know in the chat. And Musarat's asking, what happens if you don't meet the requirements? I assume you're talking about the YouTube monetization requirements. If you were in the monetization partner program before, and now you no longer meet the requirements, you should have already been removed from that program now, and you'll be reassessed once you meet the requirements of 4,000 hours of watch time and 1,000 subscribers, if that's any help to you. Oh, thank you, Denise. I'm not sure I'm awesome. I'd say I'm agreeable and I'm very informative. I would say I'm helpful. So agreeable and helpful. If you want to say awesome and very informative, I'll take you for your word. Oof, I've just been talking for about 20 minutes there without having a drink, and I'm feeling what you might call parched. Okay, awesome success stories all across the board there. Delighted to hear that. Once we move from these success stories, I want to talk a little bit about is what's been going on here at vidIQ recently. That's kind of a couple of news stories that I usually give you. Unfortunately, because we've been so busy away at VidCon Europe, again, did anyone go to that conference? That's where we were for a week, and we had many sessions there. We have a new person on board here at vidIQ who you will be seeing very soon on the channel. His name is Jeremy Vest of VidPow, now joining vidIQ, and he's going to be what's called our senior evangelist. We're still trying to work out what that title quite means here at vidIQ, but he has a monumental amount of experience helping YouTubers. Like, I feel as if I'm a video creator who's gained experience and can help you with the beginnings of your story and the fundamentals. But this guy, Jeremy, has helped big businesses get billions of organic views, and I'm not joking here in that he's worked with many channels with over hundreds of thousands of subscribers, if not millions of subscribers, helping them grow their channel. So we're adding that arm to the vidIQ arsenal, and we've got some big plans coming up to help you more with not only the tools that we have on vidIQ and the videos that we create here, but we're also thinking of how we can educate our users more, both using the tool and fundamentals as well, which are kind of maybe outside of YouTube, but stay tuned for that. And yeah, hopefully we should have more information on that in the coming months. So Jeremy joined us in the last couple of weeks, and as part of this conference in vidIQ, in VidCon Europe, it was in Amsterdam. I got to talk to Hank Green for a very short while, and there'll be a video coming up on his interview very soon. I got a chance to talk to some more video creators as well. And yeah, we've just been deciding where we're going to take vidIQ in the future. This is all very much plans for the future, making sure that we have a clear vision of how we want to help you in the future. And there's some pretty exciting stuff coming up soon, but obviously I can't reveal too much about those at the moment. But when we are ready to launch these new tools and products, you'll certainly be seeing videos on them. One thing that is live now is the controversial keywords checker, which is a tool that allows people to, let me just share this on screen for a second, see if I can get switch to the channel. Yeah, this is in the community tab at the moment. We've just upgraded our controversial keywords checker, which checks the content of your videos in terms of tags, titles, and descriptions to make sure that you're not using any words that YouTube may find unfriendly for advertisers. And let me just say, we've upgraded it with more than 1,500 phrases now. And if I tell you that I've been spending a bit of time on Urban Dictionary, educating myself to these new terms, you kind of get the idea of what we're hoping to prevent you from accidentally using on your terms. But there are also words that you would think wouldn't trigger YouTube's warnings, but that can still happen. Like, it takes words out of context, like how to shoot awesome footage with a drone. the word shoot may be taken out of context, or the word sexy landscape drone shots, again, you might take that out of context, and dead cool footage, the word dead again. There are words that you may think are completely harmless, but YouTube's algorithm may treat them incorrectly. So we've upgraded that tool by a significant amount in recent days, and yeah, it provided some interesting reading, I must say. Another thing that I was talking about this week was negative comments. I posted a poll on the community about, do you respond to negative comments? And if so, how do you respond to them as diplomatically as possible? And it was interesting to see that 60% of video creators do try and deal with negative comments. And if you have any thoughts on how you treat negative comments, I mean, obviously you're going to have the trolls who are just either using inflammatory language or just being foul and abusive. Yeah, you're going to treat them a certain way, whether it be ignore them, delete the comment, or for some people who might just be so angry that they reply in kind. But when it's more constructive criticism, and often we get this on vidIQ, like, how do you treat those comments? Do you weigh them up, provide a reasoning behind whatever caused the negative comments? Do you take it on board and try and apply it to your next videos? Like, what are your strategies generally for negativity? Because if you look at it from this point of view, would you prefer no comments at all, so people just have no interest in your content, they're very passive, it doesn't move them in any way, shape or form? Or would you appreciate and be able to use negative comments in a positive way, because at least that's evoked a response from the viewer? They're invested enough to have an interest in your content, whether or not it's positive or negative. So yeah, if you have any opinions on that, please do let me know. Free Your Mind Out says you do have the yes, you do. I have only ever had one negative comment, so you're obviously producing good content there, or you're producing content that's potentially not engaging enough. So, some controversial words coming in here, potentially, that I'm allowed to read out here are flail, bungalow, and chimneys. You've been marked out for using those words, Digital Jedi. That would be interesting. Angelus 2700 says you can't respond to all the negative comments. Is that because you get so many comments? The game I play has a toxic community, so that's interesting. It's the content that's controversial, not necessarily the way you present it, which is interesting. I have thousands of comments with people saying they are better. It's the most toxic community of any game ever, and having thousands of comments with people saying they are better is too many to respond to. Yes, I can well appreciate that. Excuse me, Cookie Man Boy has 2 trolls on your channel. Are you responding to them, or have you blocked them? Don't forget, YouTube does have tools which allow you to block them. Doberman says, thanks for your comments. A bit of a staple response there, and you can do that with vidIQ's comment template tool. And then the trolls just get a shadow ban. Yep, that's pretty much what I do. If the policy I have here on vidIQ actually is that even if a comment is really constructive and there's lots of good points in there, if it has foul and abusive language in it, unfortunately I just have a blanket put it into the read waiting for a review, because I just don't want that sort of language on vidIQ content, which is open to every user. Like, obviously I don't know what the demographics here, but I'm sure there's a younger audience here, and I've never been a fan of foul and abusive language. So yeah, that does mean that sometimes we miss good comments, and I'll sometimes respond to those comments saying, really appreciate your comment, but could you maybe just reply again and not use that language, just because I feel as if we can't have it on the channel. It's the same when I do channel reviews. Although YouTube does allow profanity, I don't think it's appropriate for our audience, so I try not to do it on the channel if I can. So Champagne Twist is asking, how do you avoid trigger words, especially if your text is translated into foreign languages? So yeah, that's something that you do need to be aware of. It's very difficult to do in your, I guess, your content. So you just have to be disciplined in the way you use your language and vocabulary in the content that you produce, I guess. And if that's hard to do and it doesn't fit your audience, then I guess that's something you just have to deal with as a video creator. Like, there's many highly successful channels that do appeal to an audience that is accepting of that language. For example, PewDiePie, the biggest channel on YouTube, certainly has what you might call an eclectic mix of language and audience, so it can work. Let's see, what else do we have here? Angelus 2700 says, if someone comes to your channel just to troll and leave hate, tell them thanks for the watch time minutes. Yeah, that is true. Even a troll is benefiting your channel through watch time. So yeah, I think shadow ban, I think that's just a term Doberman guy's using to say generally that you're just not even going to consider what they're saying. The moment if there's a trigger language, then you're just going to shut them down and they're gone. TN Reels, I feel like trolls are watching your content, which can be in a good way. If they change their mind later on down the road, they will be like, hey, your content isn't that bad, and they'll probably sub. So you're thinking that maybe trolls may join with a certain attitude, but maybe you win them round with your content. And that's brilliant. If they stay, brilliant. If not, there's another, 2-3 billion people watching YouTube who may be more receptive to your content. A question from ASM Rose. If you're purchasing one of the packs, so this is a vidIQ question, if you're purchasing one of the packs like Boost, can you buy them a month at a time, or you have to buy a year? You can do a monthly subscription, ASM Rose, and you can cancel it at the end of a subscription point after a month. Just make sure that you need to contact vidIQ in order to do that. So no, you don't have to purchase a yearly subscription. You can do a monthly subscription if you want to. Ruler Ralph is saying, please reply to you. What's your question? I can't see any question. I can't see anything in the chat from you recently, but there is a lot of comments coming through at this point. Okay, so yeah, some interesting comments there on the how do you deal with negative comments and trolls and such. Now, one thing I wanted to cover before we wrap up the live stream, which we will be doing shortly, but not just yet, is I just wanted to talk very briefly about the tragic events at the YouTube offices in San Bruno, I think, and just to say that as of time of recording this live stream, it's a blessing that no one other than the perpetrator of the crime was killed, which is an absolute relief, and it means that everybody who works at YouTube was able to leave the scene and obviously they may be traumatized, but they're still able to go home in the evening and talk to their friends and family. And I'm probably not going to articulate my thoughts too well here, but we're all here. Like, I'm live streaming to you right now, and you're sending comments right now because of this YouTube platform that allows us this creative freedom to broadcast to the world for free, as long as you have a YouTube account and a camera. Now, there may be all these internal technicalities and YouTube compliancy rules, and the algorithm may not work all the time, and for whatever reason, whether rightly or wrongly, you may find your video is being suppressed in some way, or it's been demonetized. But the fact that you have this opportunity at all, which pretty much didn't exist, 12 years ago, is amazing. And it's transformed the lives of millions, if not billions of people, hopefully for good. But YouTube, at the end of the day, is a platform. It's a series of ones and zeros. It's a program. It's more a robot, algorithms, AI deciding how content is surfaced to YouTube. But there are the people who, there are people behind that, and yes, YouTube may be a part of their life for 8 hours a day or however long that is, but beyond YouTube, they have friends and family, and they go home in the evening and wake up in the morning, and they're not at YouTube, and they may have interest in sports, or they may have a son or a daughter who's performing in a play, which has nothing to do with YouTube, and they've come from backgrounds, again, which have nothing to do with YouTube, and for somebody to encapsulate everything that is YouTube into a human being and potentially threaten their life is such a sad thing to hear. And I don't want to go into too much detail about who this person was. It's just incredibly sad that this person has taken their own life and was not able to get the help they needed outside of whatever YouTube was doing. So yeah, I don't know if I really articulated that in a meaningful manner, other than to say it's an absolute tragedy, and the fact that this and other events happens almost on a regular basis now it's truly a sorry state that the world is in at this point. But yeah, as I say, in this particular event, thank whatever God you believe in or don't believe in, that it wasn't as horrific as it could have been, and that innocent people at YouTube, to whatever crime was being committed, that nobody's life was taken. As I say, hopefully continue at the as of recording of this, but it's affected a lot of people in a lot of ways. And I just want to say to all the people at YouTube, please don't stop doing what you're doing, in enabling people like myself and everybody here on this chat to spread their message of value to the entire world. Like, I wouldn't be here without YouTube, and none of you would be here without YouTube. So yeah, I think I'll end that conversation with a thumbs up. So yeah, there we are. I mean, if you want to talk about it in the chat, you're more than welcome to, but I don't want to go into any more detail about it. It's just to give you my thoughts there. Right, what we're going to do, we're going to end this live stream on a upbeat note. What I want to do is, or what I want us to do as a community is, and we don't usually do this on Fridays, it's usually on Tuesdays. I want us, so not just me, I want all of us to do a channel review on one of your channels. And I think the person I'm going to review is who's been contributing most. So I'm kind of making this person the MVP, the most valuable poster of this live stream. We're going to do a channel review of their channel if it is safe to do so, which I think it is. Yeah, that's a perfect channel to choose. But this is not going to be a channel review from me exclusively. This is going to be a channel review from all of us. So I'm going to be reading your comments as we look at this channel. Okay, so this is who we're going to do a channel review on. Angulus 2700, you've been fantastic throughout this live stream, posting lots of positive comments. So we want to look at your channel collectively and see what you're doing right, what you potentially need to work on as a channel. And it is really over to you folks first as video creators. What do you think this channel is doing well on their homepage? So take a look at the channel banner, the channel name maybe, what videos here at the front of their channel. This is what the rest of their channel page looks like. If you've been watching my channel reviews on Tuesday, you should be telling me, you should be giving me advice back to us about what potentially they could improve. So here we go. GVR says you've got no channel name in the banner. So interesting point there. What we can see is different graphics from different video games, but does that tell us anything particularly about the channel? Like, what's it about? What are you truly passionate about? If I click on the About page, does that tell us anything else about the channel? You play games and crap, and if you enjoy crap, then subscribe to my channel. If not, When take a giant roach, Timmy Swazrowski is going to be... Well, I'm glad that you're not using any profanity, but I have no idea how I would say any of this text. I guess what people are maybe saying is, what's your channel about? It seems to be about video games, but anything specifically. Unfortunately, Beanie Draw says, unfortunately, the channel says not much about what you do other than generic game-looking characters. So spot on there. Yeah, I 100% agree with that. The banner is a bit too wide for mobile and no channel name. So yeah, looks as if, Angelus, maybe you want to include your channel name in there. I'm just going to go to the video section. We'll have a look at it in a short while. So yeah, many people saying, what's this channel about? Free your mind out. Is crap a forbidden word? I'd say that's on the very low end scale of profanities, almost like on the high end scale of not being a profanity. So I'm gonna let this slide in this particular channel review. I think it's just about acceptable. Christy Loves Makeup says, I'm confused. What, are you confused about the channel or not? A Gypsy's Kiss is saying, keep the about page professional. And now we're looking at some videos. So it's interesting here that, can I just say, there's a lot of constructive criticism going on here, but don't forget to look at the potential positives of what this channel is. It does have 10,000 subscribers, and I'll try and find out why in a minute. But yeah, maybe look at positives. Like, people are saying that the thumbnails are consistent. Well, they do have thumbnails. That's one positivity. Anyway, I'll look at some more comments here. And Angular 2700, I hope you're not getting too threatened or scared. Like, if nobody covers any positive aspects, I'll make sure to do so at the end of the review. Visually fun, but confusing. Awesome video. Drop a like and subscribe. That's not about the channel review. His thumbnails do not have much theme or color to them. Okay, so good point here. If you put these thumbnails on and match them in with a random selection of other thumbnails from other video creators, could you tell that these videos are from the same video creator? And probably the answer is no. A bit more branding and consistency. So maybe include your channel banner and maybe have some themes and colors potentially. A Technical Neil is saying perfect channel for gamers. If we look at if you look at the topics of the videos, like there's some really interesting things here that I can see straight away. In that you have videos on Far Cry, like walkthroughs, and then another video on the Sea of Thieves, and another one on A Way Out. But there's one particular video here that's done really well, like For Honor, which has got 18,000 views. Brilliant. I would be saying right now, double down on this content, make something immediately on For Honor if you potentially can. I'll just sort by most popular videos and see if there's any more themes that we can take there. It feels to me like this is another classic example of a video creator who loves making videos, but you're not entirely sure what videos you want to make content on. And so, yeah, look at this. For Honor, 189,000 views. For Honor, 96,000 views. For Honor, 91,000 views. And then he just made a video recently which got 16,000 views. If I was you, Angelus 2700, for a short amount of time for the next month, I would just make videos exclusively on For Honor, because it looks as if YouTube is making you an authority on this game. Let's do a quick check. If we do For Honor, I have no idea if this is going to work, but let's see if you're appearing at all in the top of the list. There's this Cyanator person who's got getting a lot of views, but are you appearing at all on this list? Let's see. I can't see you immediately, but you've got more views than, for example, Medj, whichever channel that is. And Cyanator, you've got some videos which have got more views there, 21,000 there. Probably have to look at one of your videos in a little more detail. In fact, let's do that. Let's have a look at one of your videos in a little more detail and try and establish what you're ranking for or why your video is getting so many views on a particular topic. And we'll choose the most recent one. Oh, hi, Stan Ekberg. Welcome to this casual Friday stream. It's good of you to join us here. Okay, let's just see what comes up from 18,000 views. See if I can pause that for a second. Your engagement isn't particularly high for a video with so many views. How many comments do you have? 226, so that would be about par for a video with so many views. So here we are. So this is where you're using some really good keywords that, because you've obviously made quite a lot of videos on this subject, you are an authority in this keyword: For Honor, Xbox, For Honor, Gladiator. So yeah, I would say if you want to maybe grow your channel significantly in the next couple of weeks and months, maybe just as an experiment, concentrate on making videos for this particular game, because YouTube loves you making content on this. It would be daft not to follow YouTube's help. I mean, you can spend however long you spend making a video on Far Cry that gets you 60 views, or spend the same amount of time making a video on For Honor, which gets you 18,000 views, and the mammoth amount of views you've been getting in the past. Sorry, I haven't been able to see too many bits of feedback there on the chat, but I'm sure you've given, I'm sure you folks have been giving some helpful advice. But yeah, this is a good example of your niche is clearly one video game. So maybe redo your channel banner to be all about For Honor. Is Angelus 2700 about For Honor? Potentially, maybe like a quick tagline for your channel, maybe For Honor for video creators. Oh yeah, that's such a rubbish title, but you could certainly use For Honor in your tagline for your channel. Maybe somebody can help me out there in a chat for something. But yeah, Call of Duty, I don't see anything about Call of Duty. Not sure what these other games are. Maybe they are For Honor. I'm showing my complete lack of knowledge for this particular video game, but you obviously know a lot about it. You are obviously very passionate about it. That's something that you should definitely be focusing on. And that is a quick channel review from both myself and all of you on what Angela should be doing. Like 10,000 views. I'm just going to check how many channel views you've got. Probably in the millions, I would guess. Yeah, 3 million channel views on a particular game. That could be the direction you have for now, and then pivot when those videos on For Honor aren't being as successful. Christy Loves Makeup is saying, please don't review my channel. Order received. I certainly won't. We're not doing any more channel reviews. I just wanted, it's kind of like a different idea on the Friday casual chat, where I would like you folks to collectively review a channel. And a lot of you were talking about, like, there's no real direction of the channel art and the message, but once we investigate the videos themselves, we can clearly see that there is a particular topic that that video creator is absolutely smashing, and you should certainly concentrate more on that. Okay, we're coming to the end of this live stream, unless you want me to hang around for a little longer. I mean, I could do. If you want to encourage me to stay around for another, I don't know, 15 minutes, we'll get this one up to a 90-minute live stream. I'm more than happy to do that. I'm just going to have a quick drink because, whew, I don't know if you know this, but talking for an hour and 20 minutes is pretty exhausting when you forget to have a rest and a mental break, and there's no one else to riff with other than talking to you, the fantastic audience, of course. Chrissy Loves Makeup says, how do you keep me going? Just some general chit-chat questions. I'm going to try and sit back in my chair and relax a little bit. Doberman Guy says, I think I should hang around for a little longer. Yeah, why not? Let's keep this show running, because you have been a little starved of content on the channel recently with the travel that we've been doing. I just haven't had a chance to get back into this office and help you out as much as I would do usually. So yeah, Free Your Mind is asking, is there vodka in that glass? I do not drink at all, Free Your Mind. I am... people say, are you teetotal? And I say no, because I don't drink tea. That's a little joke that I have. But yeah, I am not a non-drinker, if that's a little bit of personal information that fascinates you. How do you get over a creative dip, asks GVR Makes? I think a rest is always in order, maybe a couple of days if you are having a creative dip. But I guess if you are in a creative dip, think about what you're most passionate about currently. If that requires maybe a little deviation in your content, just to produce something that's almost a video for yourself. I mean, I know this may be counterproductive to all the fundamentals that I'm giving you, but there are times where, as a video creator, you just want to say, hey, I want to make a video that I would enjoy making because it helps me with my creative juices. Whether people or not watch it, that's okay. It's just something to get me back into the groove. And if you want to spend a bit of time doing that, that's absolutely fine. It's almost like a video creator vacation. Sometimes you feel as if you're always answering to your audience and creating content to your audience, which you should be thinking about a lot of the time. But just like in life, sometimes you need a bit of me time, and that's maybe your YouTube me time to get over a creative dip. So yeah, rest one, and create something that you're really interested in as currently your passion to get you more creative may help. A Gypsy Kiss asks, what's the best way to reach new audience members? We have a great core audience who loves treasure hunting and riddles. So you would probably need to go back to a bit of keyword research to maybe find a niche that's potentially a little related to hunting and riddles. I mean, I'm going to give you a ridiculous suggestion here, but all I can think of is Sudoku, that maybe these people are interested in a relative way. Or you can try and take your current audience on that journey if you think they'll stay with you. That's another thing to potentially think about. Or you could introduce the concept of a new idea self-contained within one of your usual riddle videos. So you talk about riddles for 80% of the video, but then you also maybe include just a little like a trivia or snapshot from something that's completely different and see how the audience reacts. You can also use the community tab to maybe survey your audience to see if they would be interested in such a thing. Angela, so back to the MVP of the live stream. If a music band gives you permission to use their music in your videos, how do you get YouTube not to copyright you? So if you have been copyrighted for content, then you should be able to make a claim against that copyright and fill out a form saying that you do have permission from the music creator to provide that content. So there are ways and means to do that, but obviously it may just prolong the gap between when it's copyrighted or when you get that copyright removed and then when you can actually publish the content after it's been uploaded. So the YouTube should have tools for you to claim against the copyright and say that you have been given permission. Free Your Mind is in a creative dip now. You've only updated your channel intro in 3 weeks. That's okay if you need a break from your content. If your audience is engaged enough, that's fine. I mean, if you want to turn this into... YouTube is all about stories, and if you are in a creative slump, maybe you want to post a video on that, just talking to your audience honestly and say, sorry I haven't been around lately, I'm just having a bit of a creative slump. If you have any ideas of what you think may help me get out of this creative slump, don't be afraid to sometimes show your vulnerabilities on your channel, because it creates a story. And if we go back to Tim Schmoyer for a brief second, he's very much into the storytelling element of videos and channels at the moment. It's maybe a bit risky, but maybe that's how your channel can get out of its current slump if you're in that. FastSmith777 asks, where is the vidIQ head office? There is no technical head office. The bulk of the vidIQ team is in San Francisco. So if you were going to call a if you're going to give vidIQ a base, it is in San Francisco, but we have a remote team. There's people who work in Canada, like myself, and a designer. We've got engineers who work in Eastern Europe, so we work all over the world. We're very much a global team here at vidIQ. You have somebody has a score of 66.8 in one of my videos. Is that the vidIQ score or the SEO score? In either case, it's relatively good. It means that you're, if it's an SEO score, then it means that you're having good search and discoverability with your content. And if it's a vidIQ score, that means you're probably getting tens of thousands, if not hundreds of thousands of views, if I'm right with my vidIQ scoring algorithm there. Do you look at things that I'm not sure what you're saying there. Christy loves makeup. Do all look at things that inspire you? So that's a suggestion, not a question there. YouTube should really require copyright holders to keep up with who they're permitted to use their work. I guess in an ideal world, yes, but if you imagine how much content's uploaded to YouTube, like 400 hours every minute, it's just be impossible to police on a manual scale. So it's best to give the responsibility to the video creator to sort out any copyright issues. I think it's just such a hard thing to manage, I would say there. Champagne Twist says, I think it is hard to keep up the pace on YouTube, but sometimes a short break can recharge the batteries and return your ideas. Yeah, I mean, if you want to take a break, maybe you want to try and schedule some videos over the next few weeks. So work hard for a couple of days to get extra videos out, and then you can schedule them over a couple of weeks and then take a break. Absolutely. Yeah, you're more than welcome, Gypsy Kiss. Here to help as much as I can. Cliche question: should creators do videos they like or videos they audience like? So we've kind of answered this in two ways. I think ultimately, if you're posting videos on YouTube, ultimately you're answerable to your audience. Like if you just want to post videos for your own amusement and fascination, then why do you post them on YouTube? If you're posting your videos on YouTube, it's because you want to be recognized in some way, potentially validated. So that means you're answerable to your audience. So you should be thinking about videos that make an impact on your audience. Like I did a video recently on vidIQ where we talk about the value, the impact, how an audience engages with that content when you publish that content, and the style that you publish it in. But yes, you do have to think about yourself sometimes as a video creator. You can't just always be answering to them and helping them. There does need to be a time where there is some self-fulfillment and a reason for you to continue making videos. Obviously, inspiring others and having that feeling that people appreciate your work can be fantastic. But sometimes you just need to let your hair down, or in my case, yeah, maybe shave my hair off and just do something that fulfills me. Like there's sometimes on the vidIQ channel, I've wanted to just do some 60-second videos, which you see and many of you seem to like. Sometimes I just think, yeah, I just want to cover that topic because I find it interesting. And I don't know whether the audience will respond to this, but we'll have a go. And maybe I'm doing this video because I want to practice a new editing skill rather than spend many hours on a longer video, which was going to include this editing skill. I'm going to do this 60-second video because, as you know, watch time is very important on YouTube. And 60-second videos, do they really appeal to the YouTube algorithm? Potentially not, because there's not much watch time there. But I enjoy making those videos, and I do them occasionally, and sometimes I get a good response for them. And yeah, like as Christy Loves Makeup says, you need a creative outlet, and many of you probably started YouTube videos as a creative outlet, and then you suddenly discovered there's an audience there as well. So then you have that pull of let's say that this is the most. It's a bit strange in that when you first start your YouTube channel, this is a creativity scale here, and you're most creative when you first create a video because you're putting something out there, and then as the audience comes and sees your content, there's more pressure to create content to an audience and deliver what they want. And maybe your creative feeling and output shrinks. And so just at some point, you need to say, sorry, folks, I need to create something that I'm going to enjoy creating just to get me up there again. And then, yeah, the audience will pull you down the scale again. But that's not necessarily a negative thing. It's just how your creative juices respond to that. Crazy Dan, thank you for the enormous amount of emojis you just posted there. Yeah, let's try and reflect that emoji with some glasses. I'll just stick these on here. Yeah, that's currently how I'm feeling. The problem is with wearing these glasses is that it makes it difficult to read the text. Digital Jedi Master says, Tim, I'm assuming you're talking about Tim Schmoy here, never talks from a perspective of only big creators unless that was the subject. It's always in the general sense. Yes, I guess I can agree with that. He has interviewed some big video creators at times, though. Champagne Twist, mix of both, Shirley. If you're only posting videos you think your audience likes, then where is the joy for you? Absolutely. What happens when the audience wants something you can't provide? The audience will just go elsewhere, and I guess you just have to accept that at times. Hey, hello, Tom Nash. I'm just noticing you there on the live stream. Tom Nash, he was in our casual chat 3 weeks ago when we had all sorts of technical problems, and I will be in touch with you soon, Tom, about the full-on interview that I want to do with you. And I know you've been posting some DMs about a massive success on your channel, and congratulations. I need to know what the secret sauce is that you're using there. So, yeah, Digital Jedi Master, that was in response to a question above. Okay, so you were answering somebody else's comment. Yeah, sometimes I just missing the comments that I see. Beanie Draws, let's see if I can read this out before it disappears off the chat. It's disappeared, sorry. Something about tags and I missed it. Sten Ekberg, Tim Smoyer just released a video on the creator who copied another creator, but when he was himself, his channel grew. Yeah, absolutely. I always say that when you're doing research and you're looking at competitor videos, that you want to try and, at all possible, copy fundamentals and perhaps content and topics that they're doing right, but you always have to put your own interpretation and spin on it. So, I mean, many of the stuff here that you see on vidIQ are from other video creator YouTube influencers such as Dara Lees and Tim Schmoyer and many others, but I'm trying to interpret that in a way that I understand it and present it to you in a way that you may find appealing in a different way. And I think, as I said in a recent video, many of the stories that you read, the jokes that you hear, the music that you're listening to is born out of some core construct, or it's from some single theme, and it's just interpreted and represented in a way that the artist has deemed is best for their audience. If that's a good way to say it. Like all the superhero video films are all pretty much of the same theme or concept. It's more execution, style, and performance, which is what makes it successful or not. So yeah, different perspectives are always good, as Beanie Draw says. It must be, what, 5 a.m. for you now? Are you up for the day, or are you going to sleep at some point? Do let us know. Donny Cash, are there any particular programs you would recommend to use for live streaming here on YouTube for either quality or audience engagement? So I'm using OBS here. I'm not sure if I'm still going to use it because it does have some massive impacts on CPU performance, but it does allow me to do all of this fancy graphics and stuff and have the chat there and this graphic here, which will probably do a transition at some point. It allows me to do all of this absolutely free. This is a free tool. It does have a learning curve, but yeah, if you I would recommend OBS. There are other live streaming programs available, probably better, but like when I was asking other people what programs they use, like Wirecast was mentioned, but that's $600. So that's quite a financial commitment. So if you've never done any live streaming before and you want to do something a little more complicated than what just YouTube allows you to do or Google Hangouts, then maybe have a look at OBS, look at tutorials and see what you can do with it. Digital Jedi Master says, I personally think people who copy others, if their intentions are genuine, inevitably end up morphing into someone doing their own thing. It's part of the creative process. Absolutely. Your creative spin, like, you cannot replicate, this may sound daft, but unless it's something binary, like you're copying a piece of text, which people do in exams, or you're, even if you play somebody else's music, like you're playing... you're reading a sheet of music, you cannot replicate 100% what that person does. And when you know something well enough, a piece of music, you'll start to put your own artistic spin on it. Like even if you play chopsticks, you'll get to a point where you're maybe adding an extra note or a chord, or you're really emphasizing particular notes. The creative process always makes something individual, and it's just whether your audience, it resonates with an audience. OBS, so that's open, what's it called now? I'll have to check what the abbreviation is, but OBS is basically what you're seeing here on screen now. I am streaming to YouTube through the Open Broadcast System or Service, I think it's called that. That's how I'm broadcasting to this to YouTube right now. So yeah, thanks. I do appreciate all the love coming in here from some of you. Open Broadcast Server. There we are. Thank you, TechSpace, for getting the an acronym right. I do appreciate it. Free Your Mind says that he only uses chopsticks for filling your face. Nice pun there. Okay, we are now 1.5 hours into the live stream, and I've got to be honest, folks, I'm looking fairly relaxed here. The weekend's approaching, and I'm hungry. It is now 12:30 here in Vancouver, and I need to eat something. Yeah, and I don't know if I look better with these glasses on or not. I mean, lots of people wear some type of accessory to make them unique, but I'm thinking I'm looking a bit like a bald version of Casey Neistat right here. So I'm going to take those off, and I'm going to go have some lunch. Do I have pizza or Starbucks? That's the question I always ask you. The problem is I had pizza on Monday, so I think it'd be going a little too far if I had pizza once again on Friday. And I don't think my girlfriend would appreciate it in case we go out for some junk food this weekend. But yeah, that's how my weekend is looking right now. So, folks, if you want to say your goodbyes now, I'll certainly shout them out in the live stream chat. And I will see you all on Tuesday for the channel review live streams. We've got a lot more content coming up on vidIQ soon as well, including an interview with Hank Green, which I hope to have ready by Monday. But in the meantime, as always, enjoy the rest of your video making day, and you have precisely 60 seconds to get a shout out and a goodbye from me. And we will start with the tech space. Goodbye to you. Yes, I am at Christila's makeup. I am currently taking, and that's probably a relief for me more than anyone else. Champagne Twist, goodbye to you. Kiro Rami 2018, I just said goodbye to you. Cheerio to you, Beanie Draws. Chris Peeps Show, it's a shame you've missed it, but by all means watch it back on the replay. Free Your Mind. It's been emotional, man. Thank you for watching, and thank you for joining. GVR Makes, you are more than welcome. Thank you for watching. TechSpace thinks I should be president, but president of which country, I ask you? Sten Ekberg, you have a great weekend, and good luck growing your channel. I know you're putting a lot of work into it. Tom Nash, goodbye to you there in Israel. Have a fantastic weekend. Stay dangerous. Angelus, 2700. I hope you found all of that advice that all of the video creators gave you on your channel helpful. Me personally, for honor, make as many videos on that topic as you can while it's still trending in your sphere of influence. Donny Cash, have a great day. Segan4, you love this community. We love you contributing to this community. Chris Beep Show, I know you're a wrestling fan, so here's my question to you. I'm going to ask you a couple of wrestling questions. I'm getting distracted now, so this live stream is going to last a little longer. A couple of questions for you. Who do you think is going to win the main event at WrestleMania? That being Brock Lesnar versus Roman Reigns, probably. Do you think The Undertaker is going to appear at WrestleMania to wrestle John Cena? And who do you think is going to win the Andre the Giant Battle Royale? Those are 3 questions. Can you answer them in the next 30 seconds? There's your challenge. Yeah, hope everybody has a safe and exciting weekend. It looks as if actually most of the people have left the live stream now, thinking that was going to disappear. So we're going to end up talking wrestling for the next 4 hours at this rate. The Doberman guy, I think you've been the only moderator in this chat today, so really do appreciate you jumping in there. I don't know if you've had much moderating to do today, but it's always appreciated. Thank you very much. So answers now to the wrestling. This is turning into maybe I should retitle this now, the WrestleMania 34 live stream review, preview, what do we call it, preview show. Chris Peeps thinks that Brock Lesnar is going to win and take the belt with him to UFC. Controversial. Tom Nash also thinks that Brock's going to win. Taker is going to show up as the American Badass. Is that because I guess the Undertaker gimmick was retired last year? And Matt Hardy, delete, is going to win the Battle Royal. I'm sure I'm losing the majority of my audience here talking about wrestling, but yeah, that's something that I'm quite passionate about, but I would never know how to passionately talk about that on YouTube. Segi4, thank you very much for the super chat of $2.99. Really do appreciate it, and thank you for loving the channel. That is appreciated. Conor McGregor is going to be the new WWE champ. I don't think so. I think he is going to be put behind bars by the big boss man, kind of. Rest in peace, of course. Kid Rock will be there too. Thanks there for Chris Peeps. And unfortunately, Sten isn't into wrestling, so maybe, Sten, you want to bow out at this point in the chat. Yeah. Anyway, there we are. We're going to end it right there. Thank you very much for watching this casual Friday feeling live stream. Everybody have a great weekend, and I'll see you all again soon on Monday for I'm waffling now. I'll see you on Tuesday live stream wise, but we'll probably see you on the vidIQ channel on Monday. Bye for now.